It took me a very long time to figure out what I was going to do with this page. I had just been contemplating, I've been praying about the direction of this page, and it finally clicked just literally several days ago. All my life, I have struggled with my weight. That has been an issue since I can remember, since I was in high school. And with that, of course, comes like self esteem, confidence issues. As I got older, I, was able to kind of maintain a healthy weight all throughout college. But it seems like just after 40, for some reason, things just took like a downward spiral. So, to give you just a little background story on me, so I had found out in high school that I was lactose intolerant, right? I could not handle dairy. So, I had already knew that. Fast forward in 2018, I had found out that I had acid reflux and I had GERD. In addition to that, I also found out that I had celiac disease. In case you don't know what celiac disease is, that is an allergy to gluten, right? So that literally changed my entire world. Everything you can think of has gluten in it, right? So think about all the seasonings, the sauces that you use with marinades. Think about all the normal pasta, like the regular pasta that you eat. It's in skincare, it's in lotions, it's in shampoos. Gluten is literally everywhere around us. Probably could imagine the adjustment that it took for me to be able to figure out what foods I could eat, what sauces I could eat, what seasons I could eat. But pretty much for the most part, I just went all in. Like I didn't gradually get there. I knew that like my health will take a downturn even worse if I didn't just drastically just switch to a gluten-free lifestyle. So that was working for several years, but I had just noticed that starting probably right after I turned 40, and I'll be 42 in May, that I just started to feel more tired each and every day. So I started having to do iron infusions again. I also noticed that I wasn't getting really good sleep. Still don't. I also noticed that I was just looking really puffy in my face. But that was gradual. That wasn't just like all of a sudden. So I went to go see a holistic doctor, and they recommended me to really just get to get on a more stricter diet. And at that point, I wasn't ready to do it because I'm like, I'm already taking out gluten. I'm already like watching my dairy. Like at this point, what can I eat? Just air and grass? So at that time, I was not ready to really like make any more additional changes. So I kind of just blew it off and just did the best that I could as far as like trying to be more active, get my walks in for 10,000 steps and trying to exercise, but I never could stay consistent. So over the past year, things have really gotten worse for me to where I'm tired all the time. I eventually was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome. Um, in addition to that, I forgot to tell you, I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and then I also have Hashimoto. So I have all these things going against me, especially these autoimmune conditions. And then I have gained over 30 pounds in the last year, which is very drastic. So I'm going to show you a picture of how slim my face used to look since I'm not standing up right now. But it is a clear difference that I look more puffy now. I'm more inflamed. And I've just gotten to the point where I'm just so tired that it's like I'm ready to make whatever change is needed so I can feel better and look better. I'm excited that starting in 2 days, which will be Monday, February the 9th, I will be doing the anti-inflammatory lifestyle. I have been avoiding it for so long, although it's been suggested by my holistic, health doctors. But finally at the point where I'm just sick of being sick and not feeling well, not feeling myself. So I'm ready to make whatever changes is necessary. And I'm excited about the journey. You may be asking, what is the anti-inflammatory lifestyle? It's so much information, even just on the internet, if you just kind of look into it, but I'll give you just a brief overview. So pretty much it's taking everything, mainly a lot of things that are processed out your diet, right? Like some things you can still have, but you really have to look at the ingredient list. There's apps that can help you along the way that can give you suggestions or tell you like if it's considered anti-inflammatory or not. But you're staying away from like seed oils, you're staying away from like processed meats like turkey, bacon, sausage. You're staying away, you're really just focusing on whole foods, right? So like lean meats, with no hormones, no nitrates, anything like that. You're sticking with vegetables, you're sticking with fruits. So pretty much taking out, a lot of that stuff, like even protein bars and protein powders. Like you really have to just focus on just whole foods, right? And getting your nutrition from that. Again, there are some things, that you can still enjoy, or it's a lot of cooking to where you just have to make things yourself with simple ingredients. The testimonials that I have read regarding those that have done the anti-inflammatory or that are on that lifestyle has been mind-blowing. I mean, and it's not even really just like the LBs that have, came off. It's just the energy levels that they're experiencing, their skin clearing up, and sleeping better. I mean, that's my child. Sleeping better. Also, just their mood. It's just, they said they just feel like a completely different person, right? So I'm excited. I pray that I have similar results with me doing this. And so I want to document this journey because I really feel like that's going to give me a different level of accountability that I've ever had before. Like I've tried to do things in the past, but I've tried to do it, just on my own. God will definitely be along this journey, like really just relying on his strength, but then also just accountability of other people that may be going through a similar issue, sharing my story, sharing the ups and downs that come with it, right? The day to day, just really just bring you in on the journey and finding a community that can, excuse me, and finding a community that can really relate to this. Because I know everybody doesn't have like digestive issues or autoimmune conditions or sensitivities, but those that do, it really does make a difference when you have a community which you guys can just build on each other, rely on each other's strengths and weaknesses to really get through, especially during the tough times when you're at the beginning and the start of like a completely brand new lifestyle. So if it sounds like you would benefit from this type of content, with me sharing the ups, the downs, and hopefully the victories that come with switching over to this anti-inflammatory lifestyle, then definitely give me a follow. I'm going to share everything, grocery hauls, what I eat in a day, just if it's hard, if I'm doing well, just all the struggles, the winnings. I'm going to be sharing all that. So definitely, again, give me a follow. Everything will be here, all things anti-inflammatory, and then really just putting food in the mindset of not taste anymore, but just eating to live. So this is truly just a transformation of going from eating for comfort, eating with my emotions versus now eating to live, right? Eating to thrive, eating to be the best version of myself.